When I discovered and started using cloves and rosemary, I didn't think that just a couple of months down the line, I'll be making this video. Neither did I intend to use my kids for this experiment. But yeah, here we are. I'm pretty much satisfied with my own hair journey, right? But my kids, on the other hand, have always struggled, sparse hair, thin hair, bald spots since they were born, and they are well over 2 years old now. So when I discovered cloves and rosemary, I was, excited to try it. And just a couple of weeks down the line, I started with just cloves, and just a couple of weeks down the line, I already saw hair sprouting in areas where there wasn't previously any hair. So I was so excited. Just to take it a notch higher, I added rosemary to the mix. And so when I started with the clove and rosemary water. It was doing fine, and then later I went on to make the clove and rosemary oil. Since then, a lot has happened. I've made a lot of observations. I've had to go back to do more and more research, because at some point I wasn't just understanding. And so I'm just going to be telling you all about that in this video. The first thing to note is clove and rosemary water is a water-based treatment, while clove and rosemary oil is an oil-based treatment. Of course, you already know that. And so because of this, they have different strengths, which also influence their effects. Whichever one you pick depends on your specific needs or preference. Having said that, it is worthy of note that clove and rosemary water is a lot easier to prepare, and so is more readily available. You can use this as a hairspray, as a hair rinse. All it takes is a couple of hours or even 1 hour to prepare clove and rosemary water. But the oil treatment, on the other hand, takes days and maybe even up to a week to prepare. So depending on your need, if you do not have the time, then you probably tend to opt for the clove and rosemary water. The good thing is the oil tends to last a lot longer. If preserved in a refrigerator, it can last up to 6 months. Out of the refrigerator, it can last up to 2 months, while the water treatment lasts just about 2 days, a couple of days out of the refrigerator, and at best 1 week or 2 weeks in the refrigerator. Another thing is that the oil treatment, the clove and rosemary oil, is more hydrating. If you have dry scalp, you want to lean towards the oil treatment instead of the water treatment, which is also good if you have greasy roots. Because of course, if you have greasy roots, you don't want to be applying more oil or so much oil in your hair. So let's leave the oil treatment for those that have dry scalp and the water treatment for those that have greasy scalp. I have dry scalp, and my kids also have dry hair, so I tend to use more of the oil these days. I also found that the clove and rosemary oil is said to be more concentrated than the water, which was strange. Looking at them side by side, the water definitely looks darker, so I thought that that was more concentrated. But the clove and rosemary oil is more concentrated, and so should be used minimally. If it is overused, it can tend to irritate your skin or your scalp. Recently, I started to use the oil more frequently on my kids, like every day, and I realized that they have some rashes and stuff around their neck and on their faces. And I'm quite convinced that it is because of overuse of this oil. So you want to minimize the use of the oil if that is the treatment that you're going to be opting for. The clove and rosemary water, on the other hand, is a milder version of the oil treatment. It is less concentrated because it has been diluted, and so the phytonutrients which are responsible for allergic reactions are diluted, so there is a lesser risk of any sort of irritation with using the water. If you're getting any value from this video thus far, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Also, if you're seeing my face for the first time, or if this video is what brings you here, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button for more of such content. Moving on, I've also found that overuse of clove and rosemary water can result in dry scalp. And this is all that all the research I did told me. They didn't tell me that it could result in hair breakage. I had to find that out for myself. After the first month or couple of weeks of using clove and rosemary water. The second batch I made was probably too concentrated, more concentrated than the first. Coupled with the fact that I was using it more often, using it every day, it began to break my kids' hair. So in the places that there was previously no hair, like I said, there was still hair sprouting there, but the places that previously had hair started breaking up like in large chunks. I would just run my hand through their hair and fetch 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 so much hair. There was so much hair breakage that I had to cut their hair. I wasn't upset about it. I didn't feel too bad about it because that hair looked pretty weak anyway. So I just really wanted fresh growth and all of that. But I just want you to know that if you're going to be using the clove and rosemary water, know that overuse of it can lead to dry scalp and even hair breakage. So maybe you want to use it just 2 to 3 times a week, not every single day. And maybe you can just limit it to a hair rinse, which is what I do now personally. I've totally removed it from their own hair routine, but for myself, I use it as a hair rinse when I shampoo my hair once every 2 weeks. Overall, I would say that cloves and rosemary are great for hair growth. So if you're looking to use them, I encourage you to start. Just make sure that you're not abusing it. You're not using more than you should. And also bear in mind that clove water, the potency of clove water reduces after a couple of days to 1 week. So you have to make that more often. On the whole, I'm going to advise that you use the oil treatment instead. Even if you have greasy scalp, you can still use it every once in a while. Just remember that it is not magic. It will take consistent use and patience to get your desired results. If you're still not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and join the family. It will mean the world to me. Also give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thank you guys for watching. Have you had any experience with clove and rosemary water? Was it good? Was it bad? Did you grow your hair? Did it break your hair? Have you learned any new thing from this video? Let us know in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. Please share this video with people you think it might be helpful to. And I'll see you in another video. Take care. Bye.